Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome. So in today's video, we are going to look at the concept of stem cell technology. And don't forget to subscribe and join the YouTube community. So what is stem cell technology? Stem cell technology refers to the use of stem cells for research and therapeutic purposes. So generally, scientists use stem cells in terms of drug development, in terms of disease treatments. Scientists can also use stem cells in terms of the identification and development of biomarkers for disease treatment or disease diagnosis. So stem cells have the unique ability to develop into various cell types in the body. Like for example, in human, we have over 220 different cell types. So stem cells have the unique ability to differentiate into each and every cell in our body. Stem cell can differentiate or can be developed into brain cells, can develop into kidney cells, can develop into liver cells, can develop into heart cells, that is cardiocytes, myocytes, that is muscle cells. So that is a stem cell. So they have the ability to differentiate into any cell type. So that means if you can get stem cells, for example, assuming that you have an organ damage or you have a problem with a particular organ in your body, that means you can get stem cells, instruct them to develop into a specific type of organ, which can ultimately use in the transplantation. So this technology holds the potential to treat a wide range of diseases and injuries. So with the knowledge of stem cell technology, you can use these stem cells to in diagnosis of the disease, in the treatment of the disease, and so many other applications, especially in medicine. You can have brain injury, kidney injury. So with the stem cells, you can actually replace the injuries or the organ that actually injured using the stem cell. So what are the types of stem cells? So ladies and gentlemen, we have two main types of stem cells, although there are many. So some of these stem cells, let's look at them. We have embryonic stem cells and we have adult stem cells. So what is embryonic stem cells? Embryonic stem cells are the cells that are actually derived from the early stage embryos. Like for example, first remember after fertilization took place, a zygote is generated. Fertilization is a process whereby the sperm cell fertilize the egg cell through the union of their nucleus. So fertilization is only taking place when the nucleus of the sperm cell and the nucleus of the egg cell come together. And so the embryonic stem cells can be generated or can be obtained from zygote, because before you get embryo, there is zygote and morula. So morula, zygote, and blastocysts are usually produced. So these cells that are generated from the level of morula and zygote as well as the blastocyst, they are considered as a totipotent stem cell. So totipotent stem cells are the cells that are found in at three different stages of embryonic development: zygote, morula, and blastocyst. So these three different embryonic stage development, they are actually cells that are called totipotent, meaning that they have the potential to differentiate and generate each and every cells in our body. So, and then at the embryonic level, we get pluripotent cells. So at the embryonic level, we have pluripotent, while at zygote, morula, and blastula or blastocyst, we have totipotent. So what is pluripotent? Pluripotent stem cells are the cells that have the potential to produce as many as different cells in our body, but they have limitation. They are not like totipotent, because totipotent can produce any cell types, while pluripotent, they have limitation. So it's not every cells that they can generate, but they can generate more than 90% of different cell types in human. That is totipotent stem cells, and they are found at exactly embryonic level. While for the totipotent, they are found at blastocyst, zygote, and morula. So they have the potential to generate, uh, any cell types in our body. So let me actually write the correct spelling of morula so that at least we can have a clear understanding. So morula. This is morula. So this is morula. So it's actually where the totipotent stem cells are produced. Then these totipotent stem cells, they can also further divide and split into ectoderm. So ectoderm are the cells that have, or they are actually types of the pluripotent stem cells that have the potential to produce neuronal cell and figment cells like nerve cells, astrocytes. So ectoderms has the potential to produce neuronal cells and pigment cells. And then we have mesoderm. So mesoderms are the types of the stem cells that have the potential to produce muscle cells, blood cells, and kidney cells. So these are the different types of mesodermal stem cells. Then we have endodermal stem cells. They have the potential also to produce some limited number of cells. Examples, we have beta cells, lung cells, and pancreatic cells. So that is endoderm. Then germ layers or germ cells are the cells that have the potential to produce sex cells. And examples of these sex cells, we have egg cells and we have sperm cells. So adult stem cells, so apart from the embryonic stem cells, we have adult stem cells. So adult stem cells, they are found in various tissues and have a more limited differentiation potential. So it means that they are very limited. Some of these adult stem cells, they are limited to producing like 1 or 2 different cell types in the body. So they are very limited and they are found in adults. So let me actually look at more details differences between these types of the stem cells. So you see, this is the totipotent stem cells, the first one. So totipotent cells are the cells that have the ability to differentiate into any type of cells, any types of cells. They can generate any cell types. Then we have pluripotent cells. So pluripotent stem cells differentiates into germline layers. So they actually differentiate into germline layer like ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. And don't forget that we actually discussed these different layers of the pluripotent stem cell and the types of cells that they differentiate or generated. So you see, totipotent cells are produced from zygote, morula, and blastocyst, while pluripotent stem cells are found in embryonic stem cells, as I clearly mentioned from the previous slides. So this is actually the mesoderm, the endoderms, and endoderms that I mentioned earlier, and also the types of cells that are generated. Then the next one is multipotent stem cell. So these multipotent stem cells, they divide into all type of cell in a specific lineage. So you see, this is in a specific lineage. When we say specific lineage, it means that there are cells that actually go along one direction. Like, for example, hematopoietic stem cells. Hematopoietic stem cells are the cells that have the potential to produce any cell types. They have the potential to differentiate into any cell types of blood. Like, for example, we have red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelet. So hematopoietic stem cells are the cells that have the potential to differentiate into liver cells, so to differentiate into red blood cells, white blood cells, and the platelets. So that is multipotent stem cell. Then we have oligopotent stem cell. So oligopotent stem cells differentiates, and also they have the ability to undergo self-renewal of two or more types of cells within a specific tissue. Will differentiate into only two or more types of cells within a specific tissue. And examples of these oligopotent stem cells is lymphoid stem cells that have the ability to produce beta cells and T cells. Then the next one is unipotent. So from the word unipotent stem cells, it means that they are the cells that differentiate into only one type of cell. So they differentiate into only one type of cell. That is why they are called unipotent stem cells. And examples, we have epidermal stem cells that have the potential or ability to produce skin cells. So what are the sources of the stem cells? Where and where can we get stem cells? So stem cells can be sourced from various areas. So we can get it from we can get it from zygote. We can get stem cells from morula. We can also get it from embryo. We can get them from umbilical cord of blood. You can also get them from adult tissues. So see, these are like 5 different sources of the stem cell. So let's look at the induced pluripotent stem cells. So induced pluripotent stem cells is also another types of stem cells. So don't forget, we said that we have totipotent stem cells, pluripotent stem cells, and then we have, or you can say we have zygotic stem cells, we have embryonic stem cells, we have induced pluripotent stem cells, we have adult stem cells, and we have neural stem cells. So all these are different types of stem cells. So in the case of induced pluripotent stem cells, induced pluripotent stem cells, they are adult cells. They are adult cells reprogrammed to an embryonic-like state. So in the case of induced pluripotent stem cells, they are already specialized cells. They are already specialized adult cells, but they can be reprogrammed. They can be instructed to go back to embryonic stem cells or to embryonic-like states, meaning that they are already specialized cells, but you instruct them to go back to stem cell. So that is what we call induced pluripotent stem cell. So each of these cells represents unique advantage and ethical consideration in research and therapy. So some of these stem cells, you can't just take them and use them. So you need ethical considerations in research and therapy. When we said ethical consideration, remember when we said ethics, it means that whatever you are going to use the stem cells for, you have to look at it from religious, social, and legal point of view. So that is what you call a source of the brief source. Like, for example, embryonic stem cells. How do you get embryonic stem cells? For you to get the embryonic stem cells, it means that you need to abort pregnancy. So you see, let's briefly look at the stem cell therapies we can see. So stem cell therapy is essentially the use of various stem cells to prevent or treat various conditions. So the use of stem cells to actually treat various disease conditions is what you call stem cell therapy. And the stem cells used So these stem cells can be harvested from bone marrow, from peripheral blood, from umbilical cord, and from a donor. So these are the sources, or this is how you can harvest stem cell. So let's look at the hematopoietic stem cell transplantation. So hematopoietic stem cell transplantation involves fusing an iodized intravenous line multipotent hematopoietic stem cells that have been harvested from the peripheral blood, bone marrow, or umbilical cord. So the therapy aims to restore the hematopoietic function in patients whose immune system or bone marrow is defective or damaged. So you see, hematopoietic stem cell therapy or transplantation is actually used to transplant the stem cells into an individuals that have a problem with immunity as well as the bone marrow problem. So we can use them, and we can also have prochimal stem cell therapy. So this is actually how the stem cells can be used in treatment as well as the therapy of different diseases. So then, what are the mechanisms of stem cell therapy? So stem cell therapy involves the transplantation of stem cells to regenerate damaged tissues. So assuming now you have a damaged tissue, so you can remove the damaged cells and then transplant the stem cells, which can actually regenerate to produce a better tissue. So these cells can promote healing by differentiating into the required cell types in the damaged area. So you have an individual that have a damaged organ, so you can transplant the stem cells, which can actually, because of the internal factors that are there in the organ, so it will favor the differentiation as well as the specialization of the cells that are already present in the environment. So the therapy aims to restore function and alleviate symptoms of diseases like Parkinson's and diabetes. So what are the applications of stem cells in medicine? So stem cell technology has application in treating conditions. So you can use these stem cells in the treatment of diseases such as leukemia and blood disorders. So it also shows promise in regenerative medicine, including repairing heart tissue post-infarction. So ongoing research aims to expand the use of stem cell for neurodegenerative diseases and spinal cord injuries. So this is one of the ongoing research that aim in the treatment of regenerative or neurodegenerative disease and spinal cord injury. So what is a stem cell? Of course, a mesenchymal stem cell is a primitive cells with the ability. So what are the mesenchymal stem cells and what do they do? So they have the ability to reduce inflammation. They have the ability for self-renewal. So they can renew themselves to produce more of itself. Then they can also differentiate into multiple tissues like bone. Mesenchymal stem cells can differentiate into bones, cartilage, fats, and muscles. Then fight apoptosis. So this is actually some of the application of mesenchymal stem cells. So what are the ethical considerations of stem cells? So the use of embryonic stem cells raises significant ethical concern regarding the status of embryos. So regulations vary globally, influencing research funding and the availability of stem cell therapies. So ethical frameworks are necessary to navigate the complex issues surrounding the stem cell research. So this is because what is the status of the embryo if you harvest the stem cell from the embryo? So that is it. So this is actually the ethical consideration of the stem. So what are the challenges and the limitations? So despite its potential, stem cell therapy faces challenges such as immune rejection and tumor formation. So this is some of the challenges that actually faces and the limitation of the stem cells. So the differentiation of stem cells into desired cell types can be complex and inconsistent. So research is ongoing to address these challenges and improve the safety and efficacy of therapies. So what are the potential stem cell therapy applications? So it can be used in the treatment of leukemia, sickle cell anemia, like in blood, and it can also be used in the treatment of disease in the brain, like Parkinson and Alzheimer's disease. It can also involve in the treatment of heart disease, bones and skin, diabetes, cirrhosis and hepatitis, arthritis, osteoporosis, and injury. So all these are the therapies that are trying to be used, or that stem cells can be used to treat them. So degenerative disease of many tissues and organs might be treated by transplanting either stem cells or stem cell derived material. So this is actually some of the challenges and the limitation of this. So what are the recent advances in stem cell research? So recent breakthrough includes the successful use of induced pluripotent stem cells in personalized medicine approach. You can identify a particular individual, understand how the DNA as well as the immune response of a particular individual. Then you can reprogram the cells. That is, you can reprogram the cells to make them into stem cells by inducing them from specialized cells. And you can also look at the data from the particular individual, like immune system, the nature of the DNA, the nature of the individual, and then you use the stem cells to treat them. So that is why we call it personalized medicine. So advances in gene editing technologies like CRISPR have enhanced stem cell application. So researchers are exploring 3D bioprinting techniques to create functional tissues from stem cells. So you see, bioprinting techniques, 3D bioprinting techniques is now exploited to create functional tissues from stem cells. So, and those functional tissues can actually be used to treat a particular injury or particular disease. So what are the regulatory landscapes? So the regulatory environment for stem cell therapies varies significantly across different countries. So in the US, the FDA oversees the approval of stem cell therapies to ensure safety and efficacy. So understanding regulatory pathways is crucial for researchers and companies developing stem cell products. So what are the future direction of stem cell technology? So the future of stem cell technology holds promise for treating various untreatable diseases. So there are many diseases that are untreated, but with the aid of stem cell technology, now we can treat them. Some ongoing research aims to refine techniques for stem cell differentiation and integration into host cells. So collaboration between scientists, clinicians, and policy makers will be key to advancing this field. So the promise of the stem cells, as although here we have actually discussed most of them. So ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of our time, we are going to stop here. And I hope this video will be of importance to all of us. Please, if this is the first time you are coming to my YouTube channel, please try to join and subscribe the YouTube community.